and cross-fertilization of perspectives, and the battle, the jihadul afkar, the contestation of ideas, fighting ideas with better ideas. And this, unfortunately, Muslims are, have lost. We want this macho fighting. But the jihadul afkar, fighting ideas with better ideas, is in fact one of the purposes of a forum like this. This also makes a lot of strategic sense, since a Muslim bloc vote would enable us to obtain greater leverage. This is the word I'm using. Leverage within South African public life and power dynamics. The third point in terms of the context I want to sketch. It is important for us to know where we are coming from, especially in this third period. We are now moving into the fourth period of non-racial and democratic rule in our country. The third period, which occurred from 2004 to 2009, a number of unsavory events have characterized this third period of our democracy. Namely, and we should never forget this, the ongoing revelations and the fallouts from the arms deal. It is very important that we remember this. I want to recommend to you a book, The Arms Deal in Your Pocket. This is, how, so if you want to understand South African politics, you must get your teeth into understanding what happened there. And of course, politicians don't want to raise this. But it's important for us, and I'll come back to that, in civil society, to hold up this thing all the time. The saddest moment in the last few years has been May 2008, when fellow Africans were killed in xenophobic attacks. We must never forget that. And it's not gone away. Very sad day. In 1994, we got the flag, and we began to sing an anthem, and now we are killing fellow Africans on the basis of nationalism. We need to think about nationalism. It's a product of modernity. People have been killed. We say religion is the cause of many deaths in the name of nationalism in over centuries in history. Because I belong to this part, so therefore I can discriminate against you because you come from another part of the world. The firing of the Western Cape Premier, Ibrahim Rasool, in July 2008, and the sudden recalling of President Thabo Mbeki in September 2008, all of these events and more have all served to shatter our confidence in the civility and the moral fiber of South African society. And there's a lot of pessimism out there. However, and this is I come to my fourth point, people of faith are also people of hope. So notwithstanding the despondency which abounds both within and outside the Muslim community, it is the responsibility and the duty of conscientious Muslims and responsible citizens to hold up and keep alive the lamp of hope. We, more than any other people, need to celebrate the triumph of the human spirit against all odds. There are many Quranic verses in this regard. Surah Al-Zumar, لا تقنطوا من رحمة الله. Never despair of the mercy of Allah. فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا. Surah Al-Inshirah, chapter 94. Some people translate it, after hardship comes ease. In fact, it is ma'a. At the same time that there is hardship, there is also yusr for those who have eyes to see. And it's repeated twice. With hardship, with difficulty, there is also opportunity. And in the anti-apartheid years, a Christian concept that resonates very well with what we learned in 1985, that wonderful document produced by black theologians in our country called the Kairos document. A moment of crisis, but also a moment of opportunity for transformation. These are the times that we are living in. Muslims cannot afford to fall victim to pessimism and cynicism. But we need to remember that there is no other Muslim minority in the world which enjoys the kind of space and the kinds of opportunities that we have in post-apartheid South Africa for the practice, expressions, and articulations of Islam. One of the attributes of a Muslim is a concept of shukr, gratitude, thanksgiving. When you are complaining about so many things, you often forget the many blessings in your life. And I can say it. And it's been affirmed by many international Muslim scholars who have come to our shores. The Muslim minority in South Africa, it is unique in the world. We are less than 2%. We have produced ministers in our government. Even Muslims who have minorities much larger than us have not been able to achieve this. However, it's always important for us that this did not, all of these freedoms and this opportunity, recognition for Islam did not arise out of a vacuum, didn't fall from the sky. These are largely the fruits and the results of the many thousands of courageous Muslims who played a significant role in bringing about the apartheid system. Many of them are unsung heroes, but they understood the anti-racist message of Islam. And I'm going to come back to this. They correctly understood the anti-racist message of Islam, and they propelled, sometimes dragging elders, young people, dragging elders into the anti-apartheid struggle. We salute these great heroes and heroines. May their legacies continue to inspire us and to inspire new generations of Muslims to understand this lesson, that our freedom and our respect has to be earned by our participation as equal participants in the destiny of our nation and in solidarity with the poor, the oppressed and exploited masses of our people. Finally, it is my view that the Muslim community's engagement with the democratic process in South Africa over the past 15 years has been robust. During 1994, 1999, 2004, Muslims not only voted in large numbers, but a number of Muslim candidates were elected as members of the South African Parliament, representing all of the major political parties. It is clear, therefore, that by and large the Muslim community has been engaging the South African democratic process positively, and we are maturing and we are doing it more strategically. However, I need to say that there appears to be a dissonance, and this I'm speaking to myself and the middle class leaders that we have amongst us. There is a dissonance between we who are spokespersons for Muslims and the masses out there. This is a moot point that is not widely acknowledged by our leaders, especially our religious leaders, because they want to claim they represent the masses. That there's a dissonance. And perhaps this election, 2009, will indicate that if our leaders are saying this and our masses is doing that, then at least I hope they will have some humility to say, look, we are out of touch. We need to go back to the drawing board. Having made my 5 preliminary points, I quickly, briefly go onto some guidelines. First, Muslim legal theorists, the fuqaha, have always agreed that in the area of public policy and political strategy, technically known as as-siyasatu shar'iyya or al-ahkamu sultaniyya, Islam is not prescriptive but provides general guidelines. Consonant with this Islamic position and what my colleague Sheikh Ihsan Talib has already indicated, much more eloquently than I can ever do, there is no explicit textual evidence from the Quran or the Sunnah, adillah, that can be used to substantiate the view